Hey, what's up, YouTube? Kind of want to do something. This is going to sound very, very simple and very stupid, but I keep running into this question over and over and over again. So I kind of want to just do it very quickly. It's a business-related thing. People ask me, they say, I have this business idea, and run it by me. Go ahead, I'd like to hear it. I love small business. It's a passion of mine. And they say, well, I'm a little nervous to tell you because nobody's doing anything like this. Well, that's the whole point, is you're trying to carve out something. You know, I understand a lot of people have something out there that they care about that's already out there. You might love to be a carpenter. You may love woodworking. Well, you're not the first person to ever swing a hammer. You might not be the first person to ever build a doghouse. It's okay. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. If you want to go into carpentry, go for it. That's a great line of work. You might not be the first person to sail, things like that. You know, I just am picking examples. But maybe doing it a different way or something like that. As I said, this is going to sound painfully obvious, but I keep getting this run by me by very intelligent people. So I wanted to go out and just say this. There's two reasons why you haven't heard about it. One is it doesn't work, which is a high probability, or two, you found something and you better run with it. This comes into the hard step that people need to do. If you have an idea, think about that. This is when you have to start dedicating time and money doing some research on the thing. More so time. You can put more time in, or you can buy your research if you need to do it. You know, do marketing research, things like that. Sit down. It may not be something like I'm not talking like going to a library and buy books. Well, I should say a bookstore, but you could buy your time. If you think you have the best idea on how to run a hospital, you're absolutely positively sure you got this. You figured it out. You're gonna do bunk beds. We'll just pick that example. Save a fortune, make millions of dollars, and better healthcare for everybody with this bunk bed idea. You might need to sit down, go through all the steps, and then say, look, Mr. Hospital Manager, something like this, I have this really important business idea. I've really thought it out. I've come up with a business plan, blah, blah, blah. As I said, you've already sunk in time. I want to take you out to lunch, and I want you to talk about this. There's going to be someone, you know, some managers might not want to do it. Someone out there is going to want to listen and talk to you about it. And, as I said, it might just cost you taking someone out to a nice lunch, which may be a large investment for you, may not be. But, you know, when you do this, you want to be ready. You want to show your best face. Because if they like their idea, you don't know the possibilities right then and there. They could shake your hand and say, come on board today. We want to roll with this. Things like that do happen in the small business world. And, you know, you come in and say, like, I know how to fix the internet. Make it free for everybody or something. I know how to triple speeds, things like that. If you have that idea and it's really there in your head, you better be ready because someone might have a check in their hand. So I can't say strongly enough about doing your due diligence before you sit down and talk to executives or managers or anybody in that kind of field. Or, you know, I can understand it's a little intimidating for a lot of people. So, you know, maybe call a nurse. Ask her what she thinks, you know. Or, as I said, the networking thing can be very difficult for someone. So that is going to be a choke point for a lot of people. So I'm not going to give a whole lesson or lecture on how to network and things like that. I'll leave that to yourself. You got to do that and figure out how to do it whatever way it works for you. There's different schools of thought and theories and whatnot. But really, I guess I just wanted to say, to be simple, is if you have a business idea that nobody's heard of or nobody thinks of, it's one of two things. Is it doesn't work, or you have something. And if you have something, you need to be ready to run with it. So you just got to start doing that stuff. Come up with your business plan. Come up with that stuff. If you feel strong, possibly incorporate yourself. You know, go ready, get ready. And as I said, you don't know what's going to happen when you have these meetings. Someone may say, this bunk bed idea for the hospitals, go back to that example, you've solved the healthcare crisis. We're done. This is going to solve it. Here's $30 billion and you're going to run the project. Well, you got to get ready to go with that because that may happen. Obviously, I'm picking a crazy big example of someone magically overnighting the healthcare situation, but I've come to find, unfortunately, often I feel like I'm talking down to people by using large examples, but often people need them. I don't think it's anything in a downware of their intelligence. It's just what comes naturally to some people about thinking about business ideas. And when you say, oh, we could shave 1% off, you're thinking 1%, well, that's not a big deal. 1% of $1 billion. Well, it's only 1%. That's a lot of money, I assure you. So large examples tend to help people who are not as business-minded. So I hope I didn't sound like I'm speaking down to any of the viewers either. But that's kind of all I wanted to say. And any small business ideas are good ones. I hope everybody has a chance, if they desire to find their financial freedom and provide a good and/or service to better the world, and do it for themselves. Okay, that's about all. Peace.